Well, here we are again with Elon Musk calling fake news the rumors that Tesla might end up getting rid of Giga Shanghai. We need to talk about this and what it potentially means for the valuation of a combined SpaceX Tesla, what it means for actually potentially setting up the merger of Tesla and SpaceX. So let's get into all of it. First of all, let's just be very clear up front. As usual, Elon Musk is denying these rumors. The problem with this is that Elon Musk has a history of denying rumors. And in my opinion, in order for you to understand the present, you must understand the past. It's kind of like, the people who have been around here and our course members know that when the coupon expires, like one does today at meetkevin.com, the price goes up. But when it comes to Elon, when Elon says news is fake news, he usually hangs his hat on a tiny little detail in an article that might be slightly off to where the entire article is, let's say, 95% accurate. And he calls the entire thing fake news because one little detail might be off, whether it's a slight bit on timing or a number or whatever. But unfortunately, then, people hear that and they're like, oh, well, it must all be fake news then. Let's just look at some past history so we can start with facts. We're not trying to bag on Tesla or SpaceX. We just want, as investors, to understand what the reality is. So, in April of 2024, Reuters reported that Elon Musk had scrapped the $25,000 car, the Model 2. And insiders apparently were shocked that Elon Musk called this fake news because Elon was the one who canned the very project. So they were blindsided, the later investigation revealed. Elon, of course, reported this all as fake news. And then, of course, at later events, Elon Musk said, yeah, we're not doing a $25,000 car, basically killing the Model 2, because we're doing the Cybercab. Duh. It was sort of like gaslighting people, like, what? 25K? Why would we do that? We're going full self-driving, baby. So it turns out it was true news that the Model 2 was canned. Another one was XAI is not raising money right now. Literally, like the day after they filed a $1 billion, we're raising $1 billion SEC filing. And Elon's like, no, we're not raising money. So Elon called that fake news. And then later they announced they were raising $6 billion because they had another filing and they upsized the round. So it's an example where I think when the numbers are slightly off, Elon just says the whole thing is fake. We're not raising money. The same thing happened again when CNBC reported SpaceX, XAI was raising at a $10 billion or raising $10 billion at a $200 billion valuation. Elon called it fake news again, and then it later turned out they were actually raising $15 billion. They're raising more money. And then, of course, the people who say Elon can do no wrong say, oh, well, I mean, in fairness, the article was wrong. It was off by a factor of 50% in this case. Fair, but Elon said fake news, we're not raising money, and they were raising money. Yes, the number might have been off, but Elon said we're not raising money, and they literally were either raising money or in the process of raising money. Maybe at that very second, they were still in the process of ramping it up, but it kind of seems to me like it was happening at the same time, and that's what others see as well, since often when these fundraising discussions are happening, they're happening, and then they set up the filings for them because you have investors that say, hey, we're interested, or capital funds or whatever, we'd like to deploy more capital, which means you're actively in the raising money discussion. Then, of course, in April of 2025, Trump told Elon Musk that Elon was kind of going to be slowly walked out of his role, his tensions kind of expanded. J.D. Vance, the White House, and Musk said that was fake news when the mainstream media reported on it. Sure enough, he was gone within a month. So let's just say when we hear talk about, oh, Tesla Shanghai might actually be separated or somehow sold off to enable the SpaceX Tesla merger, and then Elon comes out and says, it's absolutely fake news, you should know by now not to trust the media. What we really should know by now is that when Elon calls it fake news, what specifically is fake news about it? Because the odds are it's more true than it's fake based on history. So let's take a look at this. What we've got is this idea that you can't end up merging SpaceX and Tesla if there's a factory in China. Now, I've regularly talked about this with Tesla. I think I've been pretty on point with my predictions on Tesla. In fact, I called for a top at Tesla at 481, and I said now is just a time to wait and stay out of the stock. And we rapidly lost multiple different support levels. We did have a very, I was surprised by this, I will say. I wasn't expecting that we would pop back to 435 after we fell into the 300s, but I maintained my belief that, hey, this is a bearish time for Tesla. Things are only going to get worse for Tesla, and I personally came up with this because I think it's part of the design. I think the design for Elon is the cheaper Tesla gets, the easier it is going to be for SpaceX to acquire Tesla. I think the acquisition target is going to be like $100 a share for Tesla. And, I had somebody in my comments on my Tesla SpaceX video. If you didn't see that, just type into YouTube, Meet Kevin Tesla SpaceX. I go through the valuation estimates for the companies individually or combined. I thought it was a very good and detailed video with sort of my expectations. and I encourage you to watch it. But somebody left me a comment and said, Kevin, there's no way the Tesla board would approve a Tesla stock share sale at $100. That's crazy. You're smoking crack.